Hello, welcome to another refurbishment video. This is a mini ITX build and I'm using an AMD 5350 CPU which is on the AM1 socket, so that's a relatively low powered CPU, but we're going to see what it can do in a moment. So looking at the case, it's a mini ITX case and it's a Cit MTX-005b, and so looking in more detail at the case, it's got two USB 2 ports on the front, one Firewire, which I've never used Firewire, and it's got microphone headphone ports, and it's got reset button, and that's the main power switch. Now on the top it's got a vent for the CPU fan, and that's also for the power supply there. So just gonna turn this round so you can see the back. So looking at the back from left to right, it's got mouse and keyboard sockets there. They're the old PS2 type. HDMI, DVI, VGA, USB 3, there's two of those, USB 2, there's two of those, Ethernet, and it's got microphone headphones ports. That's the outlet from the power supply. There's a power supply connection. It's more vents on the back. Now because this is a relatively low powered cooler, or low powered CPU, there's those vents should be adequate enough. There is actually a small fan which I'll show you on the inside that I've fixed up. I'm not sure if that's actually going to be needed because it's really small and also it's pretty loud, so I may or may not disconnect that depending on what the temperature is going to be on load. Okay, so there's 4 screws, 2 on the front, 2 on the back, to get this top panel off. I'll get that off and show you the inside. Okay, so this is the inside of the case. That's the power supply there, which that actually came with the case, and that's a solid state drive, and that's a small laptop hard drive there. The drive bays are quite compact, so that's the best I could do, and I couldn't secure them anywhere else in the enclosure. Probably could have taken a full size hard drive, but that's the one that I had lying around. That's the CPU cooler, and it's got an AM1i motherboard from MSI, and it's got 8 gig of DDR3 RAM, 2 sticks of 4 gig. Now that's the small blower fan that I told you about, and it is quite loud, and to be honest with this build I'm not sure if that's actually going to be needed, so I might disconnect that. Cable management is reasonable considering the size of this case. Right, so that's the spec, and what I'll do in the next video is load up a few games and just see what we can get out of that CPU. Now I'm going to be using the integrated graphics that's on that CPU rather than a discrete video card. I mean, there is a slot on the motherboard for a low profile graphics card, but unfortunately there's no output slot on this case for that, so with that low powered power supply it's probably actually a good thing. Right, so thanks for watching this introduction, and don't forget to subscribe and share this channel with others.